Can I fix this disaster of a window with just some PVC trim and a few basic tools? New windows cost on average $200 to $1,200 per window. Upgrading my crummy aluminum windows would cost thousands. The contractor on this job was clearly fired before he finished. I've spent 4 years trying to come up with a solution, from wood trim to caulking and trim tape. I found the perfect width PVC trim to cover up the gap. So join me to see if I can fix this huge gap on a budget, or if I crack a window pane and have to replace them all. Oh no. Here are the necessary supplies to complete this project. PVC trim, a pencil, caulking. I did use super glue with activator, and if you don't have that, you can use liquid nails. It just takes longer to dry. You need a tape measure, miter shears, and if you don't have those, you can use scissors. They just don't cut quite as nice, but it's still pretty easy to cut the PVC. I did use clamps of different sizes. If you don't have clamps, you can use some masking tape and or an extra set of hands. And a square is nice to have when you're drawing pencil lines on the PVC to make sure your cuts are square. I've already taken the blinds down and I'm just cleaning the metal edge here that we're gonna attach the trim to, and I'm cleaning behind it because this is disgusting. I wanna know that dirt's gone. I don't want all that dirt trapped. It needs to be clean so that the caulking can adhere to it. Okay, so we're just gonna get our measurement for the bottom. 71.5 inches. Mark this on the top and the bottom. The miter shears aren't very accurate. This will help us line up the cut a little more. Okay, these are the miter shears. So there's really not a good way to set these against anything. Cut it. It's real easy to cut. Dry fit this. Okay, so I'm just using Alex Flex, designed for crown molding. It says it does not crack. Okay, then we'll just pop this up. Stick it into that caulking. Once that's in place, you can use clamps to help hold it in place while the caulking sets, or if you don't have clamps, you can use some tape, masking tape or painter's tape. So on the side, there's not as much behind it. There's quite a gap and you only have this thin part to adhere to. And if you came along and pushed on it too hard, it might collapse in just like that. So we're gonna put a piece of wood in here. I grabbed a bunch of scraps and we'll just see what fits the best. I tried a few different solutions for the stop blocks. Let me think about this. But I found the easiest way is just to use some leftover PVC material because it's so easy to cut. To find out the size, just cut off a piece as a little template. Okay, and then hold that in place. And then put your other piece here and just mark a pencil line where it meets in the back. Put the piece you're gonna cut back in behind the window frame. Take your little sample piece, just hold it up flush, and then you can see I marked the pencil line there, and that's where I'm gonna cut. So I cut a few pieces, I have them ready. I just dry fit them all, and I numbered them and marked them so that I'll know where they go up. Number 7 at the top. There's all this extra paint in the way, so we'll work around that. Now I'm just using super glue or CA glue with activator. This makes it set quicker. Spray them on opposite surfaces, otherwise you'll instantly activate it. Just hold it on a few seconds, and we'll just repeat this all the way up. And once those are installed, here's what you have. They're all just glued up there. And I went ahead and measured for the next piece. Okay, that piece is cut. This time we're also going to put caulking on each of these stops to help this stick. Okay, and here's a close-up. So each of the stops have caulking on them. Okay, and then we'll just stick this in. Okay, and if you're having a hard time marking the width of these, just mark on the outside because you can't get to the back when the window's in the way. And then hold it against your pencil mark and mark the other side. And then this is the piece that you'll cut off and use as your spacer. So that is a little too long. Okay, that's better. And if you don't have an extra set of hands, some clamps come in handy. There we go. This almost reminds me of using my crown molding clips in another video. And I'm going to use the clamp to go under it just to hold it up. The hardest part about the top is just that you're fighting gravity. You might have to move your windows a little to get your clamps in place. Okay, so keep those there until it dries. Okay, be sure to measure from inside of the bottom to the inside of the top. Okay, and by the time I finish, the first one's dry. The PVC is kind of staticky, so I'm just gonna go and clean it all off, make sure there's nothing in it first. Okay, then we're just gonna go back and run a bead of caulk along the inside and outside seams. Okay, and then just smooth it out with your finger, and it helps to wet your finger first. Then here's our finished window. Just waiting for a little bit more to dry before I take those off, especially at the top fighting gravity, but it looks so much cleaner now, so much more finished. This window looks so much better now, and I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my windows in my condo. I'm not sure why it took me so long to find a solution for these crummy aluminum frame windows. Let me know if you decide to try some PVC window trim for your windows. Be sure to check back in if you want to see the rest of my bedroom makeover. And thanks for watching.